Hello everyone, Shravan Mantri here. Welcome to our channel CSC Gurus. We are done with plus minus in the previous video. Now we'll see staircase. If you are not able to get the question, I have given the link in the description. You can get from there. It's a program asking to print the pattern. Like here n equals 4 it is given. You have to print the hash 4 rows, like first row 1 hash, second row 2 hash, third row 3, fourth row 4. If I give n equals 5 means in one more row you will get it as 5 rows. Of course we'll see another example here as a sample test case. Here it is given n equals 6, where you have to print the hash has to be first row 1 hash, second row 2, third row 3, like this 6 rows you must print it. If n value 10 means you must make it 10 rows. And also one more thing you observe, the first hash should not print on the n left aligned. It's if the monitor screen is like this, you should give the spaces followed by hash. Anyway, next row also like this. I'll try to explain an easy manner how to make it. Anyway, first thing, in order to make it very clear, I must print without spaces. I'll try to print like this hash, 2 hash, 3 hash, like this. Let us take 4 rows. Now once it is printed, now we need to take this one. There are 3 things to be taken into consideration. The first thing, you have to print the spaces. Now second thing, is it spaces followed by hash or hash followed by spaces? Yes, space followed by hash. Remember this point. Third one, are the spaces in every row are same? No, spaces are decreasing, you can see. Maybe here some spaces, next it is decreased like this. So spaces are in decreasing manner. So if it is decreasing, what you need to do? If it is increasing, what you need to do? I'll explain here. Not only this pattern, if it is similar to this, if it is given, how to answer this question. So that's what I want to explain here. Now before starting this pattern also, without spaces, I'll try to print, instead of 1 hash, I want to print 1. Next 2 hashes, I want to print 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this I want to print it. First I'll try to make it this one. After getting this one, anyway, in the answer, instead of printing a number, you must print hash, you will get this one. After that I'll explain how to answer this entire pattern, which is our output. We will try to write the code in Java. So here we are going for the method staircase, and we have to write the code here. Write your code here. I'll go step by step as I told you. First I'll print 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Before that I want to print the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us suppose if it is 5 rows. How to print it? For that we need to write a nested for loop. First of all, in order to print a single row, I might write for int j starts from 1. J up to, let us suppose if it is 5 rows, I am not talking about n value, I am talking about 5 rows. And here I am printing. Let us suppose if I make like this, what could be the output? Definitely it will print 1 up to 5 the numbers. Anyway, we will see. Here there is a test again as custom input, where you will get the output according to the input. Anyway, we didn't use any n value, but we just want to print 1 to 5. Here whatever the n value. Anyway, we have to give the n value. Let us suppose even if I give something like 7 or 5, whatever, but we must give some value and run the code. So now it will execute according to our program. What is the program that you have written? And anyway it is taking n, but n is not considering inside the loop. So whatever n value is given, it is printing the number. You can see 1 up to 5. Let us suppose if I want n number of values, what you need to write here is 1 up to n. So let us suppose if I write here j less than or equals to n, now it will take n value. We have given n value as 7 here. So just run the code. Now you can see 1 up to 7 the values are printed. Now I want to repeat this 1 up to 7, or I want to make it, let us suppose I want to make it as 5. Let us suppose if I give it as 5, just run the code. So it is printing 1 up to 5 the values. But I want to repeat this 1 up to 5, let us suppose 6 times or 5 times. Now what you need to do here is, you must repeat this in another loop. I am writing here for int I starts from 1, I less than or equals to how many times you want to repeat. For example, n times, I'll write n, I less than or equals n, here open brace, and it must be closed here. But if I write it like this, what happens? You can see. Just run the code. It is printing 1 up to 5 like this. But I want after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has to print on the next line. So here you just have to make /n. So I'll take, after the completion of J loop, here you just have to write println. So that once the J loop is done, it will go to the next line and again it will print. Just run the code. So like this it will print 5 rows and 5 columns. But what is the first thing? I want to make it 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 like this. Every row I don't want all the values, but I want only row values. Let us suppose row is 1, first row 1 value, second row 2 values, third row 3 values, fourth row 4 values. So then what is the only one change I have to do here is J should not go up to n, J should go only up to number of rows. Rows are represented by here I. J represents the columns. So I number of rows. So just write J less than or equals to I. So when I equals 1, 1 to 1, only one value. When I equals to 1 to 2, 2 values like this. Run the code. So like this, if it is n value 5, 5 rows. So here n value 4, you will get only 4 like this. You can get it. But what we need, we don't want to print 1, 1, 2, but we want to print hash. So simply here instead of printing J, what you need to print is you print hash. So keep it in double quotes. So like this we just have to print hash. Just run the code. You can see what is the pattern, that left diagonal which we got it. But what our expectation, which we need to print in our question, it is right diagonal. We should follow these 3 things. First, in order to print spaces, what you need to do. Now in order to print the spaces, we need one more loop, which is, I'll write it as K loop. Anyway, you can use it as J loop also, but in order to avoid the confusion, I'll make it as K loop. What is a K loop is only to use to print a space every time. So I'm writing here, you can see. So I have to give system.out.print one space here for the K. Now if I write K loop, what is K initial value, K condition, and either increment or decrement, the answer will be over. Now the first thing, in order to print the spaces, I have written K loop. K loop is inside I loop, and of course J loop also inside I loop, but J and K are not nested. I and K are nested, I and J are nested, and K and J are parallel loops. Once K loop is done, J loop will be executed like this. Now the second one, spaces followed by hash, which means I have written this for loop, K loop for spaces followed by J loop. That's why I need first to print spaces followed by hash. That's why K loop first followed by J loop. Now the third thing, spaces in decreasing order. What you need to do when space is in decreasing order, when space is in increasing order. So I'll make you a shortcut here. Even you can check it out how to make it every time to increase or decrease, but I'll make a shortcut. Here we need to write K equals to, what is the K value equals to? 2 things you observe. If increasing spaces, if you need, you write K equals to I first value. What is I first value? 1. You can write. But in our question, it is decreasing spaces. If you clearly observe the question, it is decreasing spaces. Here the spaces more and little reduced. So spaces are every time decreasing manner. Sometimes you will get some questions where spaces are in increasing manner. For example, if I take 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 1. Now you can see here 1 space, but here 2 spaces. Here 3, here 4. Like this, it is increasing. If it is increasing, what you need to do is, when you write a loop, so your K should start with first value of I. So I first value. If it is, this is for increasing order. If it is a decreasing order, decreasing spaces, if you need, K should be equals to I last value you have to take. So you can see here, for our question it is decreasing, that's why I'll take K equals to I last value. What is the last value? N. Like this you need to take, and it is always, you have to write either K greater than I or K less than I. Only 2 options you take. Any question like this. So K less than I or K greater than I. Now you need to know what to be written. Is it less than or greater than? Just you check it out, what is k value? N. It is started. Now it is copied from this last value, right? So now compare with the first value. Always n is greater than 1, right? So that's why greater than symbol. Let us suppose here if you have something like 1, here you have something like 5. Let us suppose. Maybe here if you copy it from first line, k equals 1. Now you need to check with the last value. 1 and n. N always greater. So 1 less than n. So here you need to write less than like this. So this is what you need to follow to get this one. So in our question it is I equals to 1 to n. K should start with n because we need decreasing spaces. K, that's why n greater than 1, that's why greater than symbol. Now I told you greater than, if you get greater than, always you write minus minus. If you get less than, always you write plus plus. Two things remember, greater than means minus minus, less than means plus plus. So like this I made many shortcuts and formula, and I kept a video in our channel, patterns in C language. Actually I provided as of now. So if you want you can watch from there. I'll give the link in the description. You can see in my channel, patterns in C. So like this you need to complete. That's it. You can see the answer. Just run the code. See, whatever the pattern which we want, we got it. How simple it is if you know these shortcuts. So instead of test against custom input, we'll go to the problem and run the code. So sample test case is passed and submit the code. All the test cases got passed. So like this easily you can make it. We are done with staircase. We'll see mini max sum in the next video lecture. Thank you. And also I recommend you to watch the top 90 data structure MCQs, and here I kept totally 18 videos which is of 5 MCQs each video. Even I kept all those 90 questions as a single video, that is top 90 data structures MCQs. You can watch this one also, which is almost 4 hours. You can see each one. You can either go for playlist or you can watch it as a single video.